All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to talk about the different events going on because there's like 4 of them, and having to manage different event currencies in the game is actually kind of annoying. So what I want to talk about is like the 3 different events going on, how to get all the materials, and at the end we'll talk about which ones are like the higher priority in my opinion. Ideally you want to get them all, but obviously you get them through different times, and so I wanted to talk about which ones I think are a little bit higher on the priority list than others. So let's bring up the patch notes and talk about all of these. So this one, the Chilling Shadow and the Ghost of Ash Forest appears. This one is basically like at nighttime, the Volcrus from Ash Forest, they're like harmless ones. They spawn in town and you have to find the real one, and then you get the event currencies for this one. So, and these are the rewards for it, and this is the badges that you get, the event currency. So this one you get from logging in and just like, you know, play 60 minutes 30 minutes a day, just keep your game on and you get some of them. And then the quest is find the real one that's in Heidel. If you don't know where to go, or you're just like actually stuck, just go into like BDONA Discord and people will just tell you where it is. And I believe it is all between all servers, but I'm not sure about regions. So like NA might be different from EU, but if you are on NA, most people will tell you. So either way, very easy, or just go find them yourself. That's literally the event. And then you get the Ancient Black Spirit dice again, and it gives a bunch of fail stacks. So let's look at it in game. So this is what it looks like. Every day you get 2 red and 2 purples, and then it's just a bunch of fail stacks and like goodie bags that we'll talk about in a minute. But like the new board, make sure to do them. The fail stacks, at this stage in the game, if you are not a new player, these like 30-40 stacks, you know, like you never know, you might as well just hold on to them. Anyway, back to this one. Make sure to do your dice rolls every day and then log in to get more of these. So yeah, and then these are the rewards. We'll talk about that in a second. And Isabella the boss comes back on October 24. If you want to see that, I have videos from literally like 5-6 years ago whenever they added this event. And basically the boss is, you know, a little under a Heidel near the farm, and then the boss, she spawns, you kill her, get a bunch of goodies, and then that's it. It's not really anything special. It's just like a world boss, and then that's it. And the next thing we have, which we kind of just talked about, was the Ancient Black Spirit thing. You get some dice, log in, and then just do them. And these are the 2 things that are a little bit different that we have the different event currencies for. So I wanted to talk about this. So the Spooky Halloween event special pass. This one is actually a little bit confusing because by default, you only get 1. So if we look at it in game, you see this one. This is the one we're going to be talking about. A lot of these are actually pretty decent rewards. However, getting these tickets was not very clear, and they don't really tell you like, oh, how do you get it? So yeah, just make sure if you do get more of them, don't just buy things randomly. We'll talk about what I think is higher on the priority list. But yeah, so this one, it doesn't really tell you where to get them. And by day 1, you get 1 free just by the event daily. And I believe that the way you get them is kind of like spending real money, which is, you know, pay to win in a way. And so like you buy the second line row of them, and then you get more of these tickets, I believe. And then this is what it tells you what the rewards are. So rewards from the daily special tokens are these, which is literally what they just showed you over there. And then people are probably wondering, so how do you get more of these daily special tokens? And it's really just spending money on like the pearl boxes and everything. So like if you buy these special enhancement boxes, which I believe are in the pearl shop, you get 5 of them. Whether it's worth it to you or not is how much you spend, which, you know, if you're an endgame player, chances are you don't need them. If you are a beginner and you're thinking about it, we'll talk about that in a bit, and I'll tell you how to get these items without spending real money, because, you know, always preferred if you don't. But yeah, there's a bunch of different items. Basically, pearls to boxes to equals tickets, or every time they have a new like pass or something, and then you get more of them, and then you get more. So it's not like you grind for them like the other ones. This is kind of like the pay to win version of the event, which I don't know how many people are actually happy about that one, but it is what it is. If you don't like it, just don't do it. That's about it. And then the fourth event, we have the 10th anniversary special and the hammer. So I think this one is actually a pretty decent one. It's very easy, and all you have to do is every week, like I guess every 2 weeks, you talk to a different person, and then these NPCs right here are who you have to talk to, and they're all like right next to each other, at least for week 1 and 2. So you get 6 tickets every day, and you get to trade in your like event ticket seals or whatever they call it for all these things, which are actually pretty good. So yeah, we'll talk about which ones I think are good. And it's actually interesting because they've been giving out more yellow titles in the game, which I think is cool. So you know how most titles are blue and like the rare ones are different colors? I'm kind of happy that they're giving special colored ones out to people, simply because, you know, it's just like if you play the game for a while, you get them. And so, you know, different color titles are always contested. That's what the CMs and GMs have told me, is like, oh, everyone wants these different color titles. I think it's a good thing. It's very cool. And so yeah, this shows you basically all the items that you can get from here. And so what I wanted to do was talk about this in game and show you like what you can get and what I think are higher priorities for both beginners and newer players. So we have 3 different events, right? So managing these seals are kind of dumb, and I wish they wouldn't do that, or just rerun old events but change the rewards. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why they have this. These are a lot of stupid seals and stuff. So this one, you get these seals, literally just log in, do the quest, and then also just 30 to 60 minutes a day, keep your game on, go do something, and you get like 20 of these a day. So what do these give? Item drop rate plus 50%, and the same thing. They are literally the same thing, but 2 different names. I wish they just had one item, and then you can buy it 4 times. Essentially the same thing, but less garbage of items in the game. You know how like over the years they've been trying to get rid of the older items and, you know, like condense them into newer ones, or like just get rid of older items that are obsolete and useless. And then they do this. They're just like, here, we're gonna make 2 of these exact same items but different kinds, whatever. Does anyone look at it? No, it's a 50% drop rate cookie, and then you use it. So I don't know how many people actually use these transformation scrolls. You get them like every holiday. They have some sort of new event, and then you get a new transformation scroll. Cool, I guess. I mean, this is probably the big ticket item that you get from this event. And then it's a permanent scroll. You can transform, polymorph essentially. A 120 fail stack. That's always good. What would I get? I would probably get the transformation scroll just because it's permanent, and then 120 stack, and then the rest of these. So let's see which one's the creepy goodie bag. These give a lot of pets, hard sharps, or well, I guess sharps are the only ones in the game now. 3-day blessings and some pearl shop items. This one's not bad. Spooky boss bundle. Vels and Garmoths that probably have a 0.001% chance. And then the Sharps, Crons, Memfrags, and, you know, house decorations that give stats. So I believe this one is actually a pretty solid one if you are a PvEer and you just grind a lot. That's good. And this one is a Benighted bundle, which looks like the life skill bundle. And so this one gives a lot of resplendent stones. There's a lot of life skill looking stuff as well, and Garmoths and Bells. So this one, if you are a life skiller, this one, if you are a PvE grinder, and this one is just if you want the chance of pearl items and a pet and, you know, like timed subscription stuff, Blessing of Old Moon or Secret Book and Blessing. So eventually, ideally, you get all of them, but if I were to get one in a certain order, it really just depends on what you're doing. Life skiller, grinder, sorted bag of random stuff, and loot scrolls, essentially, or item drop rate. So this one's the big ticket item, like the store. So you get 6 seals a day. You talk to the NPC in every town, very easy, and you get them. So this Jay's Hammer, it doesn't look like it's the new one. You can only still click on the old ones. Like, I'm at the stage in the game where these, if you're gonna continue adding these to the game, at least let people click these on like sovereign weapons. And I understand sovereign weapons are new and everything, but like they should just make a new Jay's Hammer for everyone at the end game and not just beginner to mid game. So I don't think it's bad. Obviously, a free hammer is a free hammer, but I think this should cater to people from like beginner all the way to end game. Cronstones are always good. Everyone needs Cronstones. Tier 10 horse is always good. And this is a housing item that's probably limited edition. So if I were to get anything, like all of these, eventually you could buy whatever you want with enough grinding and silver. However, the housing item and the special gold title are high priority. So in my opinion, I think I'm going to get this one first. I just like collecting titles. That's about it. Do I care about it? Not really, but I just like it. And then followed by the housing item, because it does give 100% buffs for 2 hours, and you could use it 10 times. And it's just decoration, which always is cool. And then a nice outfit box, which you can look up for your class. And I think these are all pretty good. And then the insignia is 20% contribution XP. I'm glad they changed it from like, you know, your standard grind XP to a contribution. That one is actually pretty nice. However, I don't know if it counts contribution towards quest turn-ins or is it contribution to questing. That is actually a big difference, because if I could do the byproduct turn-ins for contribution and then that adds 20%, that's nice. And then of course J scrolls. So ultimately, it depends on where you are at in the game and what is higher priority for you. But for people like me, I'm at the end game, and like literally these Jay's Hammers are irrelevant to me. Like if I got one, which I will by the end of the event, I'm probably just going to click for a Pen Fallen God. It's going to fail 99.998% chance it will. But that's what it's for. Cronstones, you know, literally just grind. Getting free Cronstones, always nice. These are for your tier 10 horses. And I'm glad they kind of give these away now, because it's actually a lot easier to get a tier 10 horse now than it was before. Simply because, you know, back in the day when I was doing it, all the materials were not sitting on the market. I had to grind for it myself. These two are exclusive limited events, so I would probably prioritize the golden title and the housing item first, and then all of these are just like smaller bonuses. A costume box is pretty nice, and I actually do like a lot of these outfits on the list. Some of these are the summer event, winter event, Halloween, and some of these are just like the extra ones they added over time. And item drop rate scrolls are the same. So yeah, this is a very good one. I think that is the order I would go for. And this one, the daily special token bundle. This is the pay to win one, essentially. You buy those little boxes, you get 5. Do I think it's worth it? Would I spend money on it? For me, no. But I think for newer players, if you're going to spend money on it, you might as well. But do I think it's worth it? Let me look at all of these. Let me see. Some pets, assuming you are min-maxing, are actually better than the others. Like the item drop rate pets, the Arctic Fox is, you know, better than durability reduction, essentially, or depending on what you do. Just make sure to look at the talent on what it does and a special skill. So, like, for life skillers, the llama thingy might be better for life skilling. This one is PvP, which a little bit different nowadays. And then all of these. So let's see. Bunch of fail stacks. If you are limited on these seals, I truly think that, like, getting a 150 stack is not really worth it, simply because it just enhance normally and you'll probably end up with one. So I do believe that Cron stones are probably high up on the value list. What does this do? Item drop rate. Yeah, this one is pretty good. However, it's a little bit weird because if you're going to spend money on like those boxes and you have extra seals, you might as well just buy that pet with the money as well. So, if, like, is it worth it? I don't know, to be honest. So, either way, these are just guaranteed one fail stack, unless you're at like 300 plus or close to 300. And then there's a lower chance, I believe. So, yeah, the 15-day Blessing of Kamasilv and the Old Moon, very good value. Kron's always nice. The fail stacks, like the 100 and up, like 100 stack 1, 200 stacks or 20. They give out 100 stacks like candy these days, I'll be honest with you. So if you have a lot of them, just get something else. These secret books, blessings, always nice. Crons, obviously pets if you're a new player and you need them. And what is this one? Ultimate custom enhancing box. Memfrags and artisans. Artisans always higher value than memfrags. It's like 5-to-1 value essentially. Cron stones over Valk's cries, always. And this is actually something that people have asked me over time, is like, should I get the 40 or 340 stacks, 250 stacks, or 160? The 60 is always the higher value. Like, it's harder to get a 60 stack than 340s, just in general. So I would always generally go for the higher stack, but it depends on what you're doing. And then all of these are just pets. So this one is a little bit sketch because they don't just give these away. So just be careful on what you get. And I just gave you the order of what I would get, like these two and Crons and then everything else. This one, yeah, this is probably the highlight one. So just I think by the end of the event, if you are playing every day, you could get all of them. But yeah, just make sure to get the ones that are interesting to you first. This one is probably the most limited one in this one, so that's what I would choose. And then all of this is I believe just login rewards, so just get these bundles or something and then the cookies at the end. So with that said, I just want to say thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this made things a little bit clearer. And yeah, I wish they would not do back-to-back currency events at the same time. It's just annoying to have to deal with. But with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. And we got some cool new stuff coming up in the near future for videos. And I wanted to update some of my older guides. So whether you're a new player or a veteran, hopefully these will help you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.